It's week 4 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Browns and the Raiders, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A good start. 1 play, 10 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Chubb.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 21 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
During the offseason, the Browns talked about becoming more explosive on offense, and they acquired Judy from Denver this offseason in hopes that he could be a major asset to their passing game. And here he is making his presence felt as he picks up a new set of downs for this offense.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Jameis to throw it. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
first carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
Oh, and this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
To throw, Winston.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Chubb is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. So a good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run.
And able to get this out to the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The Raiders hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Play action. Stafford. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. The 20.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Christian McCaffrey with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated grooves. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. They go up the middle with Chubb.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Winston.
Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Throwing, Winston.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 21. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
He's got his target. That's complete. Yeah, the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Chubb. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. One of the best in the last decade or so, Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
They'll try again with Chubb. And again, they stop him behind the line. That is read well for a 2nd straight play defensively. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Winston. This one is down he goes.
Christian Wilkins.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
Prater's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford.
The throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Stafford. Stiff-armed him. A solid stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start our tour out in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Next, we'll stay in the NFC West as we head up to Northern California, check on the Niners at home in Santa Clara. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Brock Purdy has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Breece Hall, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing is Stafford.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
Oh, and now some space to operate. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Off of play action. Here's Stafford.
Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 20.
Kevin Stefanski consulted with his guys above, and they told him to throw that challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Stafford. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Over the middle, complete to Judy.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Now Winston.
Right back to Njoku.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They run again on first down. Chubb. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. 2nd and 9.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Got to kick it, right? I mean, even the short yardage, you boot this thing, don't you?
Yeah, but I know how aggressive you are. I know what you want. You want to go for it, don't you? You're feeling it, aren't you?
Yeah, but treat it like a football game, not like Madden.
I like that. Fight the temptation, kick the field goal, because if you go for it and don't get it, you put a lot on your defense in a short amount of time.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Winston now. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now Winston. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept them in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. Prater's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Here's Winston. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And Chubb try the middle here. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it. I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jameis Winston. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Browns have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. So still time remaining here in this 4th quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tie game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Stafford.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now a quick throw out wide to Myers. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. To throw is Stafford.
That is caught.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9.
At the 42-yard line.
Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. Stafford barking out signals and trying to get his guys set quickly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right, your mind to beat guys to the football. And getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. Stafford now to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the side.
And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like
Previous
this,
play is
they're
under
going to
review.
take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here. Now Stafford. And it is caught. They got the 2 points, and with it, they've taken the lead. Boy, you want to talk about guts? Guts is going for 2 when you're down 1 in that spot right there.
Do they not trust their kicker? Did they not feel that it was time to go ahead and do that? Or did they just say, we've got a play on that we're so confident in, we're going to go ahead and do it? I'm going to say they're going to say that in the press conference.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Winston.
Complete to Chenault. And he would get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4. Here's 2nd down.
is Winston. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. Winston to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25.
That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles. And that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So for Las Vegas,
hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.